You could kind of see like a head moving in there. It looked like just blood coming out from like his nose real bad and his head, and he was in shorts. I noticed a lot of cuts on his legs.
Well, tonight we are now hearing from one of the workers who rushed to the aid of a pilot after his plane crashed.
Those workers were able to pull that pilot to safety after his single-engine kit plane lost oil pressure. The crash landing happened earlier today near Globe.
This is now the second incident involving a plane here in Arizona in just the past 2 days. The first happened yesterday when a World War II plane crash landed in Mesa. That pilot escaped with no injuries. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brandon Lee, and perhaps the strangest part here is that both pilots were on their way to a big Copper State flying in Casa Grande.
And I'm Carrie Pena. Karen Brown is at the big air show and even went up in a World War II biplane to talk safety with a veteran pilot at that popular event.
Well, they expect more than 6,000 people to show up to this year's Copper State fly-in, where people can come see more than 500 airplanes, including this World War II era biplane. And the folks here have been flying for decades, and they say they are absolutely stunned that two planes had trouble on their way here. First, a World War II era P-51 Mustang had to make an emergency belly landing in Mesa. And then less than 24 hours later, a Thunder Mustang kit plane crashed near Globe.
It's a radial engine on the front.
Okay.
225 horse.
And they were both on their way to the Copper State fly-in to join fellow pilots like biplane owner Lee Maxon.
Only happens every 5 or 10 years where people have mechanical problems and have a belly landing like that in the whole country. And then to have that happen and then something else happen the following day, I mean, it's pretty odd.
Maxon has been flying for more than 3 decades and agrees to take us up in his World War II Stearman.
Okay, here we go. We're going to start it out.
As far as these planes,
Yeah.
what makes them more safe?
It's like I say, it's because it's the pride of ownership. People work a lot on these airplanes. Mechanics work on them, you know, maybe 30, 40, 60 hours. And you know, I don't just look at it one time.
We even do a flyby in his plane that has to pass a yearly safety test.
So this plane was built when?
1942.
He says the age of his plane and the one in Mesa is not a factor.
Even when the airplanes were brand new, they had those problems occasionally. And, you know, you'll see, you know, a modern airplane have the same problem. So, you know, I mean, they've got a lot of money invested in these airplanes, and they spend a lot of money to make sure that all the systems operate right on them.
And once we're safely back on the ground, Maxon says the chances of 2 planes on their way to the same show with mechanical failures are slim to none.
When I heard the first one, I was surprised. When I heard that there was a second airplane, I was really shocked.
And the folks here say that both pilots did an amazing job getting their aircraft down on the ground and still surviving. Now, here at the Casa Grande Airport, they expect Saturday to be their biggest day yet. People can come see warbirds and jets, and there are plenty of activities for kids. In Casa Grande, I'm Karen Brown, 3TV.